You grip the Thompson submachine gun tight, finger on the trigger. As North Side gunmen pour through the warehouse doors. Bullets shred crates around you, splintered wood and whiskey exploding in the air. Blood runs down your arm, soaking the cuff of your custom pinstripe suit. You're alone now. Your last gangster's dead on the concrete floor. This is the end of everything you built. But how did a hungry kid from the tenements become the most feared man in Chicago? It's 1905. You are born in a cramped Little Italy tenement to Italian immigrant parents who barely speak English. The air smells of garlic, coal smoke, and desperation. Your father breaks his back in a stockyard slaughterhouse. Your mother takes in laundry until her hands crack and bleed. There is never enough food. You learn early that the world takes from the weak. By 1918, you're 13, running errands for pennies when a black-hand thug corners your sister in an alley. His hands are on her, his breath sour with whiskey. Something snaps inside you. You snatch a broken bottle from the gutter, smash the jagged edge against the brick wall, and charge. You fight like a cornered animal until he stumbles away bleeding and cursing. Word spreads fast through the neighborhood. The kid's got heart and no fear. 2 years later, in 1920, Prohibition turned Chicago into a gold mine. Your father owes the Black Hand a debt he can't pay. Torrio's men come to collect, leaving him bruised and coughing blood. Desperate, you step forward. "Let me work it off," you say. The capo looks you over, sees the fire in your eyes. "Kid's got guts," he mutters. You're in. Your first big job. Drive a truckload of Canadian whiskey across state lines. A crooked beat cop pulls you over on a dark road outside the city, badge glinting under his flashlight. He wants $500 or he'll arrest you and seize the cargo. You hand over every dollar you have. The load is saved, but you're broke, and Torrio doesn't tolerate failure. The next night you pay a working girl to lure the cop to a cheap hotel room. A hidden camera snaps pictures no wife should see. You confront him the following morning. "You work for me now, or these photos land on your captain's desk." He folds. From then on, your runs glide through his district untouched. You deliver bigger loads, pocket bigger cuts. Torrio notices. You're promoted to collecting protection money in Little Italy. One saloon owner refuses to pay, bragging he's under Jenna Brothers' protection. When you and two boys show up again, his Sicilian muscle is waiting. Knives flash. One of your crew takes a blade in the ribs. You empty your gun into the ceiling, drag the owner out back, and break his fingers one by one until he begs. Word reaches the Jennas, they back off. Your route expands. More cash flows. Torrio gives you your own corner speakeasy. The North Side Irish, led by Bugs Moran, smell weakness in your growing territory. They ambush one of your convoys on the city limits, kill 2 drivers, steal 20 grand in hooch, leave you bleeding in a ditch. Torrio will have your head if you don't fix this. You recruit 6 loyal shooters, scout Moran's garage hideout for a week, then strike at dawn. Tommy guns chatter, guards drop before they clear leather. You reclaim the stolen whiskey and torch their trucks. Moran loses men and face. Torrio rewards you with your own crew and 3 more speakeasies. You're climbing fast now. One of Torrio's lieutenants grows jealous of your rise. He starts skimming your takes, spreading rumors you're getting too big. When you confront him, he pulls a gun in front of the crew. You're faster, 2 shots to the chest. No one challenges you again. You absorb his rackets. Revenue doubles. Torrio calls you his best earner, but you see caution in his eyes. He's content with steady money. You want the whole city. Torrio refuses a major expansion into the north side suburbs. Says it's too hot. You know the real power is there. You quietly feed Moran's crew Torrio's daily route. They ambush him outside his favorite restaurant, pump him full of lead. He survives but sails back to Italy, retiring. The throne is empty. You step forward. No one dares object. By 1927, you are the boss of the Chicago outfit. You have reached the absolute top. Millions roll in from bootlegging, gambling dens, protection unions. You live in a suite at the Metropole Hotel, then buy a mansion in Florida for winters. Your armored Cadillac, steel plates, bulletproof glass, waits downstairs with 2 drivers always ready. You dress like a king. Custom light gray pinstripe 3-piece suit tailored on Michigan Avenue, silk pocket square, diamond cufflinks flashing under the chandelier light. Pinky ring with a stone the size of a dime. Pearl gray fedora tilted just so, polished 2-tone shoes and white spats. A Thompson is always within reach, oiled and loaded. Politicians dine at your table. Judges take your envelopes. Movie stars and boxers beg for invitations to your parties. Jazz bands play while cigarette girls in short skirts weave through the smoke. When you walk into a room, conversation stops. You feel invincible, like the city itself bends to your will. But empires built on blood don't last. 1928, Eliot Ness and his Untouchables raid your biggest warehouse. They seize dozens of trucks, arrest 20 men, and splash evidence across the newspapers. For the first time, someone can't be bought. You spend 50 grand bribing a federal judge. Charges vanish, but the damage is done. Half your drivers quit in fear, costs soar, and Ness swears he'll never stop. 1929. You order the St. Valentine's Day hit to end Moran once and for all. Your men in fake police uniforms line 7 of his crew against a garage wall and mow them down. Newspapers scream massacre. The city is outraged. Moran himself escapes by minutes. He declares total war. Drive-bys become daily. You lose gangsters every week. Revenue bleeds away paying for funerals and replacements. 1930. The IRS comes next. They freeze accounts, seize ledgers from raided speakeasies. Millions in unreported income. Witnesses you thought were loyal start singing for lighter sentences. Your lawyers fight, but the case tightens like a noose. You hide cash in safe deposit boxes under false names, but every day another account disappears. 1931. Paranoia consumes you. You barely sleep. Every sideways glance feels like betrayal. Your oldest friend, Jimmy, the kid who drove with you on that first run, starts acting strange. A wiretap recording confirms it. He's talking to the feds. You invite him for a ride in the Cadillac. Out on a dark road, you strangle him with your bare hands, tears running down your face as his eyes bulge. You bury what's left. Now you are truly alone, no one left you can trust. 1931. Moran smells blood. With your crew thinned and your money tied up in court, the Northsiders launch their final push. They hit your last major stronghold, a warehouse on the south side. Your remaining men fall one by one in a storm of gunfire. Bodies pile up. Smoke chokes the air. You're wounded multiple times, backed into a corner, the Tommy gun hot in your hands. They're coming through the doors to finish you. Everything is lost. You face the final choice. Path 1. Blaze of glory, you stand tall, blood dripping from your suit. Come on, you cowards, I'll take you all to hell with me. You step into the open, Tommy gun roaring, cutting down wave after wave. Bullets tear through you, chest, shoulder, gut. But you keep firing, a savage grin on your face. You drop a dozen before the return fire finally puts you down. You collapse in a pool of your own blood, the echo of gunfire fading. Chicago will never forget the king who refused to kneel. Path 2. Run. You drop the Tommy gun, slip out the back door into the alleys you knew as a kid. You ditch the suit coat, grab a worker's cap, and board a midnight freight train. You vanish to a small farm in upstate New York, change your name, marry a quiet local woman, raise children who never hear the old stories. You work the soil with calloused hands, watching sunsets over fields instead of city lights. You live a long, obscure life, haunted by memories of power, wondering if survival was worth the silence. Which path do you choose? Subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Next time you will be born a made man in 1950s New York, or a Cherokee warrior fighting through the Trail of Tears. Let me know your pick in the comments or throw down your own suggestion.